Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Who Are You podcast. I'm your host, Connor Overbay. If this is your first time checking out the Who Are You podcast, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, a subscribe on all the social media. It's going to be at Who Are You Pod from everything from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. You guys know where to find us now. We've been doing this for a little while. If you guys feel like you'd be a good fit for the show, make sure to hit us up in the DMs or at our email, whoareyoupod@yahoo.com. If you're a business owner, comedian, athlete, really a mix of anything you feel like you'd be a good fit, hit us up on there. But today, sitting down with two very, very special guests, some busy gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. They literally just came back from a baseball classic. So shout out to Donovan James and Chris Phillips for taking the time. Super happy to have you guys sitting with us today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Much,
really happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I love having more. We've been really getting more into the sports this year on the podcast. We've been doing this for 3 or 4 years now, and sports have really become a big thing that we're talking about nowadays. But before we get into the conversation, please let everybody know where they can check you guys out, anything you want to promote, social media, all that stuff right here.
Yeah, man. Follow me on Twitter, X now, I guess, at Don James Sports. The name remains the same. I've had the same name on there for about 12 years.
So. I feel it.
Just follow me on there, man. I'm always tweeting about something. It's fun. Follow this guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's the business is at SEC Unfiltered, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We've got an array of shows under that masthead, if you will. We got our baseball show, Glue Guys, which is the hat I'm wearing, brand new. Glue Guys, SECU on social media. Across all the platforms, Chewing Clocks, our football show. SECT is actually our female-driven show by Sierra Clark, which she does a great job. The Layup Line is our basketball show. And I have a show called The Chris Phillips Show. But it's at SEC Unfiltered across all the socials. I'm at CPhilly19 on my socials as well, not to make it too complicated. Podcast, YouTube, everywhere you get your content, so you can check us out.
I love it, man. And like I said, thank you guys again for taking the time to be on the show today. Obviously, we were talking before the show. You're in town from Nashville, so anytime we get a chance to get someone from out of town, it's always a good time. And Donovan, thank you for reaching out, man. Was super excited for this opportunity. So
shout out Colin, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know Colin Steffens?
Colin, yeah. Colin's awesome.
Colin's the homie. Yeah, we live across the street from each other. And,
oh, nice.
He's like one of my first friends moving here like 2 years ago. So
yeah, Colin's a good buddy of ours.
I met him through you, so.
Yeah, man, with everything.
I met you through him, excuse me, so yeah.
Yeah, man. He's a super cool dude. Obviously, he had his ties with Happy Dad and then all the stuff he does at the beach bars and everything. Super cool guy. We were actually introduced to him through other friends. He used to run a cornhole tournament down at the Rec.
Shout out Nando.
Yeah,
Nando. Did I meet Colin before I met you? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think I did, actually.
So Cruz, shout out Cruz, Austin Rider, by the way. He texted me. He's like, my boy's in town from SEC Unfiltered. I went to a wedding that weekend.
That's right. I did meet Colin before I met you.
I'm going to send you a number and link. It's just, that's
was a weird,
that's just
how
this works.
Yeah, very interesting. So,
because Cruz,
I just got to know this crew, football season 2024.
Okay.
So I came down with a cocktail party.
Nice. Okay.
Fast forward, here we are. A lot can change in a year and a half or so. But it was. I was like, I don't. At one point, I thought Colin was Donovan. Donovan was Colin. I didn't know who was who.
We're like the same size, I guess. We look a little different.
I mean, y'all look a little different. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
He's half Cuban.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No answer.
He's Colin's a good dude, man, and he's also helped us get in conversations with other people like Roman Tavares, local UFC fighter here in town.
Ramon's great, man. I just spoke with him not too long ago.
Talk about crazy life, man. Did you see that clip of him? Homie goes and steps outside his house and someone tries to do a drive-by on him.
I didn't see that.
I think it was last year he posted that, and obviously, unfortunately, his brother passed away from certain incidents with that. But
tough life.
It was from a Ring doorbell. He goes outside to go grab something out of his car. You see a car pull up to the stop sign, and all you see is just the muzzle flashes of everything. I was like, whoa! I was like Jacksonville's Jacksonville. We all know now. But it's crazy stuff. But with Colin, man, he's put us in contact with a lot of people. He's also rubbing shoulders with guys who have millions of followers, such as like Cole Train here in Jax.
I just got a text from Coltrane at the tailgate.
But, buddy, I say that's
guy. My guy.
I've been trying to get in contact with him, but obviously everybody's trying to get him to go something right now, man. That's right. His videos crack me up. But so let's talk about what you guys are doing here in town, obviously. So we have the tournament going on right now, and I believe, what is it? It was LSU, UCF, Notre Dame, and Indiana, right, are playing the current tournament. So, and you're an LSU fan, correct?
So I'm actually not. That's a very misperception.
Okay, that's on me then.
Well, no, it's because, honestly, so I was in Omaha last summer, and once they eliminated Arkansas, I was full-fledged pulling for LSU. And we produce a lot of LSU content. LSU is one of our top fan bases, and obviously during baseball season, we talk about them a lot because they, I'll put it to you this way. I think we do a really good job with SEC Unfiltered. We talk about all the 16 SEC institutions, try to talk about them as equally as possible. But at the same time, when it comes to baseball content, we're going to talk about LSU more than we talk about Missouri.
Understandable.
Because LSU fans care, whereas Missouri fans don't. So LSU fans care the most. So we're probably going to spend, and certainly with us being in Jacksonville this weekend, wherever I'm at for that specific weekend. So for example, like next weekend, I'll be in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, nice.
Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Mississippi State are playing that tournament. We're going to talk a lot about those teams because those teams are the one that I'll see in person. But LSU fans, like if you go to social media, they, credit to them. They really run our stuff up. They share it a lot. My co-host on my baseball show actually pitched at LSU.
Oh, wow.
2009 national champion, pitched in the big league. So like there is definitely this misconception that I am an LSU. And I got a lot of love for LSU. I love the Bayou Bengals. So in Omaha, I was rocking LSU stuff.
Okay.
Because they were the last team standing, and they were playing Coastal Carolina, and there's a whole other backstory behind that between me and Coastal Carolina and some of the stuff we got in on social. So, but I wanted the SEC to win it all, and then I think you may have seen in our content, like our last baseball show we did, I was wearing an LSU shirt, but it's because I was coming to this tournament to cover LSU. So I say all that to say I'm as unbiased as it gets. This kind of goes in like my journey, man. I'm actually from South Carolina, born and raised.
Oh, nice.
And was born and raised a South Carolina Gamecocks fan. And I was that way for quite a long time, and just through some things that happened in business and rebranding and relaunching my business. It was started as a South Carolina entity, went to SEC Unfiltered as it is now. When you get in the business, man, a lot of that fandom stuff really wanes to the point where, like, now I'm totally unbiased. So there's again, when it comes to baseball, I love talking about LSU. It's not because I'm an LSU fan, but it's because their fan base cares and loves the sport.
I respect that. So
Arkansas is the same way. Mississippi State's the same way. There's many others out there the same way. I mean, for example, football. Georgia loves football.
Of course.
Alabama loves football. Like, you enjoy talking about, the teams that embrace the content because they love the sport itself. So anyways, long way around your question. I'm not an LSU fan, but I do have a lot of love for LSU.
No,
so
I respect it, man.
It's hard not to. It's literally and figuratively, as Donovan can attest to, because we were just at the tailgate, LSU fans, it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
Like, you can't – it's hard to be around them.
The accents.
And not get ingrained into it and pull for
I did like a video with these like frat kids. They were awesome. Like, go on my social media and check it out. And what's Donnie No Name? That's my Instagram name.
It'll be in the description below.
Yeah, so like go in there and like I have a bunch of content on there and I love going around just talking to fans, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's my favorite thing to do, and just like seeing those LSU fans get rowdy. End up seeing them at a bar like the same.
Oh yeah,
different breed, man.
Yeah,
they're different breed.
They're wild. They're so like I'm a Georgia guy, like through and through, obviously, like, but LSU fans are just different.
You wanted to make sure you brought the dogs on this.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
I just needed a fresh shirt. I was sweaty. I was sweaty.
Can we get a bark on the show?
I'm not a barking guy. I know Matthew Stafford.
You're not a real dog, then.
I'm just I guess Stafford's not a real dog.
A lot of Georgia fans are pissed at him for that when he said that.
They are, but I mean, he has to be pissed at me.
They got nothing to bark about right now.
I'm just not. I've never just.
Heck, I've barked before.
I've barked before. It's just not my thing. Like,
I get that.
I'll say go dogs all day.
Hey, bro.
See, I will not bark because I'm in the presence of a gator, and I love and respect
I'm in his house too.
Gators.
I love and respect the Gators.
I appreciate the Gators are hard to watch right now.
In this house, we respect John Summerall and the Florida Gators.
That's right.
So.
Hey, at least we got rid of our coach, man. I was perfectly fine with seeing a nice change up. Lagway is over at Baylor now. I'm okay with it. We're in a rebuild. Ever since, I forget which bowl game it was or which team, I'm trying to remember who we were playing, when we threw the shoe. When the cleat got thrown.
Marco Wilson.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. When that cleat got thrown, Florida has not been the same ever since.
None of this would have happened if you kept Dan Mullen.
Yeah.
But when you say that recruiting's for recruiting season, that really loses a lot of the fan base. So,
but the thing that's crazy about Florida,
the tough thing about that,
especially with the world of NIL and everything, with money being just put everywhere right now, I find it crazy that Florida cannot put it together. I really do. They are a major SEC school. Yeah.
I like when they're back up, man. I know if Georgia fans are like, oh, we don't care about Florida, we want them to go 0-12. I don't know. I like it when they're a little bit better. Like this year, the game was super competitive. Like, you guys always play us good. So
the last 2 years were super competitive.
Years.
I argued that Florida should have won the game in 2024 if
Lagway didn't get hurt.
If Lagway didn't get hurt. Carson played awful. So. Shout out Carson though. I love him. He's a Duval guy. Another Duval.
That's right, man. What was he at? He was at Mandarin, if I remember correctly, here in Jacksonville.
Mandarin.
Jacksonville's putting out some players right now, man. It's interesting to see. We have that kid. I think it's the wide receiver at Mandarin as well. Young guy who
caught the it's viral.
Catch. He was like he also won the 7-on-7 for the Jaguar tournament and everything. The athletes that are getting put out here are crazy, man. Like whenever I was younger playing, there was Chris Jones at Sandwood. I went to Sandwood High School here in town.
Yeah.
And at that time, we also had Sincere. I'm trying to remember Sincere's last name. He was a defensive lineman who went and played at Ole Miss for a little bit there. And then Shadari Cooper, I believe, followed him over there as well.
Mac Jones.
Yep.
And talking about him. Yeah, Mac Jones.
And then switch over to basketball. We had, I always forget his name. I played him in AAU ball. He's known for tripping people. What's his name?
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. I'm sorry.
Providence.
Grayson, I'm sorry to pull you up like that, but that's the way that everybody remembers you.
I love Grayson, though, man. He gets back to the community a lot and comes back to Providence. He
does. So, it's just fucked up to you have to say it's the tripping guy.
Phoenix Suns right now. He's playing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So to talk about, obviously, you guys travel a lot with everything that you guys do with SEC Unfiltered. This may get you in trouble. Which college has the best college atmosphere when you go out there for a game day?
We were just talking about this not that long ago.
The best campus is Athens.
Athens, Georgia? Okay.
Sure.
Respect.
Which I agree with.
Okay.
Best atmosphere for a game. And there's only one that I haven't been to, one campus, and that is Lexington, Kentucky.
Really?
And I feel confident in saying that Kentucky's not the best, respectfully to UK. Probably not the best atmosphere in the SEC.
For football.
Best atmosphere. So, like, this is, you know what's tough about these questions? You have to get super specific with
exactly.
it because, like, for example, when you ask, like, what's the best stadium or what's the best tailgate?
I
Like,
understand.
it's like, there's so many levels and intricacies to all of these. So when you say, like, best game day atmosphere,
yeah,
are you talking tailgating? Are you talking in stadium? Are you just talking all the above?
All around?
If you're talking all around, I am probably going to say a night game at LSU is unlike anything you'll ever experience.
I can see that.
And like, again, I do sound like an LSU fan saying all this, but, like, the Louisiana is just, it's almost unfair to compare LSU and Louisiana to the rest of the SEC because it's such a one of one, right? And, like, you go to places like, respectfully, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, where, like, they're very used to winning. And that's kind of the energy you get. Like, again, respectfully to Georgia. Like, you go there, their fans are super passionate. They tailgate as well as anyone.
That's the new fans, by the way. I went through the struggle.
They show up with the mentality of winning is included in the price of admission.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of these top-tier programs, it's not just to the SEC, but a lot of these top-tier programs, they don't show up with the mentality of, we are going to make this the most hostile environment in the country to play tonight. Unless Georgia's playing Alabama or if Georgia's playing, maybe it's Tennessee, rivalry game.
Exactly.
Alabama, if they're playing LSU at home or they're playing a Texas at home or somebody they think they can lose to. Texas, same thing. If they're playing an A&M, if you go to, Red River's a different story. LSU's like that every time.
They just have that
Their
energy.
Their fan base is deranged. And I say it in the most complimentary way, but you go there, it's such a one-of-one unique atmosphere. You got depending on the season, the crawfish, the jambalaya, the boudin sausage. Ooh. You got the gumbo.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, the smell of bourbon in the air. You got the frozen daiquiris. It's just, and then you get into Tiger Stadium, the sunset or the western sky, they say over the PA, and it literally does. You get the beautiful sunset and the lights come on, and it's the most raucous, electric atmosphere you've ever experienced.
That sounds sick.
LSU's the epitome of you can't tell if they're 10-0 or 0-10. Like they are at baseline loud.
Yeah.
Loud.
But that's the atmosphere you want to be in no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think from an atmosphere perspective, that's the best one. As far as in-stadium atmosphere, Neyland Stadium in Knoxville.
Yeah. Knoxville.
It's a 1A, 1B. I mean, I'll tell you the loudest stadium I went to in 2025 was Neyland.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's because I went to LSU. They got destroyed by Texas A&M at home at night. Wasn't a whole lot to cheer about. Neyland. I went to Neyland Stadium 2025 when they played Georgia.
Ooh.
And they checkered Neyland.
It's different.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, like, again, for example, Sanford Stadium couldn't dream of being as loud as Neyland.
That's actually not my one, though. The loudest stadium I've ever been to by far is not either of those. It's Texas A&M.
Is it?
Those fans are... everything you said about LSU besides the food is A&M, except...
Yeah, that oil money gets everybody excited.
What game did you go to?
I went there when Johnny was there, so it was a lot different.
Okay.
That's the most electric
They didn't even have, it wasn't even as big as it is now.
I know, but it's still...
Yeah.
I'm sure the Manziel years were crazy, though.
I will tell you this.
I went after, too, when they had Kenny Hill, Kenny Trill, whatever. That was, right after Johnny Manziel, but... That fan base is just different, too, because, they had just came over from the SEC, and no one gave them any credit.
Yeah.
And they... this dude won the Heisman as a freshman. He's 19 years old. Like, fuck you, SEC, basically. Yeah. Not saying it like that, but like,
I don't
coming from the Big 12, and it's like, won the Heisman, 10 wins. You know,
gotta respect
Kevin
it.
Sumlin was doing his thing, so that I love Texas A&M's fan base. They get made fun of a lot.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, bro, they're a cult,
but they're but that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that bad.
Yeah.
Here's what I've learned going on the road
loud.
in the SEC.
It's loud as hell.
Here's what I've learned going on the road in the SEC. Every single SEC fan base and SEC school is a cult.
Yeah,
they're all a cult to varying degrees.
I agree with that.
A&M just happens to be the top of the list.
Kyle Phil's just
but
loud.
Like Auburn's right behind them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's others that are right there where it's like you go and you're like one of the weirdest traditions I've ever seen. And I love this tradition, but to see it in person, the calling of the hogs at Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of the strangest things you will ever witness in your life.
I can see that. I can
honestly, I think it's probably the weirdest tradition. It's a right up there between. What do they? I mean, what do they do that's so weird?
What is A&M's tradition?
The weird tradition they have is obviously the male yell leaders. They don't have cheerleaders, but I'm talking about more so fans. Like the things that fans do, the chants, that's not. That's
right.
That
they lock up.
That actually looks really cool on air.
Cool, yeah.
People
roast it online though. I'm sure you've seen
it feels like you're summoning a demon out of the middle of the field, like that. And I'm not, again, I love that tradition, but it is to see it the first time in person. You're like, this is very, very strange. The only other one is probably Auburn, where Weagle, War Damn Eagle. It's like
the War Eagle.
You're in there and you're like, I don't know what's going on.
You didn't ask me this, but I'm just gonna say it.
Go for it.
For you, the coolest tradition is won't back down.
Oh, I love that.
I'm saying as a Georgia, because I'm not biased, dude. Like, I'm really not. Like,
it's just a good vibe.
That's just like,
or
that's so
move
cool.
back, you suck is also
that's like the LSU song. I can sing that song, I guess, because you said I can say whatever. I'm not going to sing it, but it's on my Instagram story. Actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll know what song I'm talking about if you go on there.
I'll tell you
like
this,
that song.
My favorite stadium in the SEC is the Swamp.
Yeah, the Swamp, man.
I think the Swamp is the most unique. It's just the coolest, most unique stadium.
You're on top of the players almost too. There,
you know what? I love Florida too. I love the state of Florida. It's like when you go to the Swamp, when you go to Gainesville, you're like, bro, I am in.
I gotta go Texas on coolest stadium.
The palm trees, the just like the greenery. You are in Florida.
Yeah,
like I think the Swamp's incredible, dude. I love it. It's a beautiful stadium. It's so, like I said, so unique, so different.
Hot.
We just
very, very fucking hot.
Well, that Swamp. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So, like, this has become a topic with a lot of football, and like obviously, it's a lot more NFL at the current moment. What do you guys think about a lot of teams switching to domes and kind of taking that environment feel out of it, right? Because like obviously, when you come to Florida, right, you have to think about humidity and the heat that you're playing in for the beginning of the season. Obviously, it gets a little colder as the season goes on. But I think that's kind of wild that teams are taking away the environmental aspect of it. Like I remember seeing one with like the Jaguars, even in Florida, where it's like 100 degrees, 105 degrees on the field, and players are sitting there with oxygen masks and having to have the fans on them and everything. And I feel like that's a real like home field advantage. Just like if you go to like say go up in Buffalo or even Penn State or whatever it is, and it's downpouring snow, you're still playing in that. To take that away, I feel like that's really weird that a lot of teams are starting to do that. I know they're trying to make a better product on the field, kind of like what we saw this past year, where the games weren't as good if it was snowing and everything, but I still liked a nice down and dirty game in the snow. I think it makes it more fun, like playing like you were playing a video game back in the day.
I like it's the best of both worlds thing to me. I've heard people talk about it. I heard them debating Chris Long and Pete Prisco on CBS.
Yep,
they had a really good debate about it because the Broncos Patriots game, he was like, "This is not football. Like you can't see the ball. Like this feels horrible. Drake May can't throw in it. Stidham can throw in it. Like nobody can run. It's tough. You're losing your footing." But I like that aspect. But I also see the other side where it's like, imagine that game was just playing like if Denver had a dome instead or something like that. Or if that was like a neutral like site.
Or if the Jaguars could have just stopped Josh Allen from that 10-yard freaking run.
I was at that game. I don't want to talk about it. But no. But I like Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
It was a good example. They got the new stadium this year.
That's
They're
true.
Going to a dome, or I don't know if it's retractable. I don't know if it's retractable roof or not.
I don't know if it is either. I think it's probably just full dome.
I think it's full dome because you don't need that in Buffalo, retractable roof.
Yeah.
So I get it. It makes the product better. You won't have any excuses. Probably a little bit less injuries, I would assume, too. So, but I get both sides. I don't like to play both sides, but I do get both on that.
Speaking of injuries, I feel like there's been two injuries this year that have really popped up a lot more often. Turf toe And then Achilles popping has really been kind of happening a lot more. I find that very weird that a lot of players are going down with like real bad Achilles either strains or just full on ripping the thing. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers and I mean a bunch of players this year went out from it. It's just weird how certain injuries kind of pop up and become more prominent as different years kind of go on. Because usually you think of the ACL, MCL, whatever it is, but now that's popping up a lot more.
Achilles turf toe. Yeah, but a bunch of Jets players playing on MetLife. That stadium.
That feels known for taking souls.
Yeah, man. It's the Giants guys. A lot of those guys got hurt.
Scatterbo.
Jackson got hurt because it just plays reckless. But
Yeah.
I love Jackson. but yeah, a lot of those. Malik Neighbors is out for the season. He got hurt.
Beginning.
Achilles is tough, man. Every athlete I interview is just like, that's the injury you don't want. And they can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Like my cousin, he played at Cal with Jared Goff and all those boys. And
really?
Somebody tore their Achilles, and he messaged me, that's Achilles, when they went down. I forgot who it was, but he could tell.
Yeah.
He's just an athlete. I'm like, damn, like, you don't want to hear torn Achilles. That's just the end. Like, the season. It's going to take you a while to bounce back. Rodgers is a good example. It took him a really long time to bounce back, really till this year.
Oh, yeah, man.
End of last year when they played Jacksonville here. I don't know if you were at that game. He played really well.
I wasn't there. With everything going on right now.
It was a bad season.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
That was a rough year.
My buddy who lives, I've known him for a long time. He's a Jets fan, and I'm a Jags fan telling you. I'm like, that's tough to see. So I did have a question for you. Obviously, being up in Nashville, how were you guys doing with the whole freeze and basically it seemed like an apocalypse was going on up there for a little while.
Yeah, the snowpocalypse 2026, man. In all seriousness, it was crazy for some folks. Where I'm at in Nashville, thankfully never lost power.
There you go.
As much as I kind of made fun of the folks, we always make fun of, if we're down here or wherever we're at, it's like people going to the grocery store, buying up the bread and the milk, whatever. I was like, let me go get some groceries to load up just in case I can't leave the crib, whatever. I'm glad I did that. Probably about I don't know about half the city, but a couple 100,000 people lost power for like 2 weeks. So thankfully I was not one of those. It's crazy. So we're good now. Everything's obviously melted. It's been a little bit since that, but it was nuts. I mean, it's again a place like Nashville. I mean, like I love to go ski and go hang out in North Carolina and go ski up there and like. But those places, they're prepared for the snow. Like they're salting the roads and they're clearing the path and everything. Nashville wasn't ready, and it was the ice more than anything. So a lot of snap trees and everything. So like there were people that I knew that were without power for like 2 weeks. So
that's scary.
Thankfully, I was one, never lost power. Obviously, doing what I do with depending on internet and streaming and everything else, that would have been a big issue. So but it was wild. It was weird. It was weird to be like living simultaneously alongside the kind of like the other side of the city where it's like they don't have power for 10 days. So
well, that's what I was hearing. Nice. Do you guys know who Bussin' with the Boys is? Yeah. So I listen to their pod a lot, and like Will Compton and Taylor Lewan were talking about how like trees were exploding because like the ice would get inside them and like make them pop, and they were talking about how there was like basically inches of ice out there, and people were basically relying on generators, as you were saying there. I've been in cold, but when it comes to basically below zero or anything like that, I can't even imagine what that was like, man. That's crazy stuff.
It didn't get quite that cold in Nashville, but I can tell you the coldest I ever felt. I went skiing a few weeks ago, and I go in western North Carolina, Beach Mountain, Sugar Mountain. If you know, like App State Mountaineers, about 45 minutes from Boone, North Carolina. So I love to go up there and hang out. And so when I pulled into town on that Sunday night I got there, it was zero, felt like negative 14 because of the wind. And I had never felt that kind of cold.
Yeah.
So I get out the car. I'm like, it's like a 5-minute walk to my Airbnb. I'm like, I just have a ball cap on, no gloves. I'm like, I'll be fine. Just get into the Airbnb. I got about halfway there. And I was like, I got to turn around. Got in my car. My hands have never hurt so bad.
I can imagine.
I'm like, I thought I got like frostbite. I just didn't know. I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I will never complain about it being cold ever again. Like that was beyond comprehension cold.
I can imagine.
Below zero.
Yeah,
so.
she's from Ohio, and she grew up, like, it's normal for her. Now that she's been here for a while, she's like, we'll go back up north, see her family and stuff. She's like, I don't want to live here at all. Like, her family tries to get us to move up north all the time. I'm like, I love you guys. It's great.
As we sit here, and it's 85 degrees in Jacksonville.
Exactly. It's like today's like, February 20th or something like that, and I went golfing today in 85-degree weather. Yep. I'll take that 8 days a week.
I will tell you this. I'm in no rush to leave Nashville. I love it. I just got there in May of 2025. So I'll be there at least the next, I would say, 4 or 5 years. Got a little ways. I mean, I love the city. It's a lot of fun. My next move will be Florida. Then not even. I think it'll probably be further south than Jacksonville.
I understand.
Jacksonville, I joke with people sometimes. I'm like, bro, you're basically in South Georgia. Like you're not even really in Florida.
It depends on what part you're in.
Right. It's a joke though, but like
it is true though. You're not wrong.
I will definitely like Jupiter, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa. It'll be like because I can go anywhere with what I do. So if I move to Florida, it'll be. I could live where it doesn't get below 70 all year. I could live with that. So,
Tampa's sick, man.
Because even like the winters in Nashville, I will say, like, I just experienced my first one, and it gets dark at 4:30, and it's cold, and it's rainy, and you're like, man, this sucks.
It's depressing.
I mean, this sucks, man. Like, it's really just getting dark that early.
Yeah.
So, and I got buddies of mine, again, like I'm a huge golfer myself, so they're down in Tampa playing golf in the middle of December, and I'm like, I mean, bro, it's 30 degrees here. I'm not, not going to play golf when it's that cold out. So it's, yeah.
And you said you played golf from a young age. We were talking a little before the podcast.
I picked up a golf club, man. So I played golf and baseball, and I played baseball in college, but I picked up a golf club before I ever picked up a baseball. So I probably started playing golf when I was 3.
Really?
Baseball when I was 5. Yeah. I mean, my dad played college golf, and my grandfather was a huge golfer, and I still have the book and read it to this day. My grandfather gave me a Leslie King's Free Arm Swing. Mm-hmm. That's the golf book that I'll refer to. Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons.
Okay.
All that stuff. So I was, but it got to a point to where I was a teenager. I was probably a freshman in high school, and I was a little bit of a hothead, obviously, when I was a teenager. Golf is an extremely hard game. Those two things don't mix together. And it becomes very difficult to make progress in golf, like to get better quickly. And in baseball, I was finding more success at getting better. And also, I loved the grind of baseball more than golf, because I think with baseball, it's such a game of failure, and that makes it less frustrating because failures, I don't want to say accepted, but it's just like it's a norm versus, for example, in golf, you have to play your foul balls.
Of course.
You don't get a foul ball in golf. It's just you play every shot. So, but I loved golf. I had a passion for baseball.
Okay.
Which I'm glad I did because, baseball, you have a very short shelf life. I mean, some people play until they're, senior in high school. Some play until they're 40, but most don't. Golf, you can play your entire life. So, I love it, man. I could play golf every single day. Realistically could play every single day. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not to that point yet, but it's
buddy, I love it. I'm on the grind with you there.
I mean, dude, like I'm a little bit over a 4 handicap, and I only played 12 rounds last year. I'm like, I have got to play. Like, I literally said a New Year's resolution, I've got to play more golf.
I mean, with what you
crazy.
do, man.
I know. I just stay so busy on the road and traveling, and like I'm trying to. I would have loved to have brought my clubs down to Jacksonville, but I was like, none of my buddies like to golf. None of my buddies in Jacksonville like to golf. They don't.
Really?
None of them. I guess I didn't think about Donovan over here, but right. They don't. When I tried to come last year football season and I was like, y'all want to golf? They were like, nah, I don't really golf, man. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to go. Let's go play golf.
Hey, man.
Because last football season, I played at a lot of university courses.
Okay.
I was making that part of the weekends I would go on. So I played at like Toby Keith's course in Norman. I played at Athens Country Club in Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
I shot a 69 there. Best round of my entire life.
Damn.
Played at, where else did I play? I played at Vanderbilt's course, Legends Club in Nashville. Played at a few others. I played at the U Club at LSU.
That's sweet.
Played at Baton Rouge Country Club in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I played at a lot of different places. So it was a lot of fun. Because I was like, I'm tired of putting the clubs away for the entire football season.
I get that.
So really for me, from about this point, probably let's call it March 1st until the start of football season is when I really try to grind on golf.
I get that.
Like and then I'll try to play once a week during football season, trying to play at these university courses, but like March to August is when I'm really trying to grind on golf.
Hey, man, next time you guys are in Jacks, like if you guys are looking for, I'll come play around, dude. I say we got that's the one thing that Jacksonville has is we have courses everywhere.
That's what Florida has. That's what I'm saying.
You're right, yeah.
That's why I'd love to live in Florida, man. It's just endless golf.
It is, man. And that's the cool thing is you can gauge, like, if say you're not the best player and you're just trying to go out there, there's nice municipal courses out there that you can go run around at. Or you go to Amelia Island, and that's where, that's where big money goes and plays. Or we also have King and Bear here. Obviously, TPC Sawgrass is here. I'm not trying to spend $400 a round, but it's a beautiful course, though.
I'm kind of getting to a point with golf, though, where I'd rather play less but play better courses. courses.
I do get that.
I'd rather play one time in a month and it'd be TPC.
I would agree with you on that.
Honestly, like at least that's like because I've played so many courses where like I can't name them all.
Yeah, I get you.
Versus the places that like are memorable, I can recall like almost every shot of the round.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd love to do both, but like TPC is one. I'd love to play Harbor Town, obviously like a Pebble Beach.
Oh, I would love Pebble Beach too.
Queens Harbor has a good course. I don't know. Have you played there before?
Queens Harbor is nice. I say my favorite course here in Jacksonville is like Southampton's very nice. Last weekend we played over at Eagle Landing. We did a 4-person scramble. It was my birthday last week, so we went and did a 4-person scramble. Hey, appreciate it. Obviously, this is going to sound like rookie numbers, but we shot a 74 as a 4-person scramble there. Everybody kind of put what they needed. I'm more of the driving side. Shannon can putt and chip and everything. And then stepfather and my best friend and my co-host on DJ and Bets, we went out there and we were just hitting shots that we would never thought. Obviously, a little bit of liquid courage helps out a little bit and get the game a little loose for you. But golf is the reason why I always tell people to golf, man, what can you go pay, say on the lower end, $50-$60, if not 80, that keeps your attention for 4 hours straight as an adult? It's very rare nowadays. And obviously you buy beers or drinks, whatever you're doing on the course, a little bit more. But as an adult, man, there's not much you can't go out and do where you're not spending $150, whether it's like going out and doing some kind of other entertainment. So I think golf's a fun time. Also, business-wise, taking out a business partner out there or maybe someone that you're trying to work with in the future, 4 hours of their attention in the same golf cart. I've used that multiple times for different things.
You can learn more about someone on the golf course in a 4-hour run of golf than you can in any interview.
I agree. If they cheat or not, all that.
Yeah, you can learn whether are they honest? What's their problem solving like? What's their temperament? What's their patience? I think someone being good at golf shows work ethic. There's a lot of things you can learn from playing a round of golf. Not that it defines someone, but there is value to being able to play golf well enough to do it for business. There is. There's a reason business is done on the golf course. So
Are we going to pull the Zins out? Is that what
Would you like one?
I was going to say I need one.
What flavor do you have?
6 milligram peppermint. Go right ahead, gentlemen.
I'm going to stick on my threes.
Nothing wrong with it, man.
Wild, yeah.
I'm a 6 milli king.
6 milli vanilla. Yeah, bro.
6 milli lip pilly.
That's right, man.
Threes is fine.
Nah, man. I used to vape and do all that stuff, smoke cigs and all that for a while. I tried dipping. She doesn't like that, so that's
no good.
Yeah,
get stuck in the teeth and all.
Yeah.
I was one of 3 guys on my college baseball team that did not dip.
Really?
And I'd put one in 2 or 3 times. Like after I got done playing, I was like kind of like fuck it, I'll just I'll start trying all the stuff I didn't try to a degree now.
I get that.
I didn't try everything, but like. I had buddies that dipped obviously, and I threw a lip in like 2 or 3 times. Like one time at a NASCAR race, one time with my buddies, and it wasn't anybody who's ever put a dip in. It wasn't like the initial put the dip in. It was when you take it out and then you're like, whoa, like I'm spinning whatever. It was never really my thing. My mom got on me when I was like 12. She was like, "You better not dip. No girl's gonna want to kiss you." And I was like, sold. I'm good. That's all I needed. That was literally the only motivation I needed. So, but yeah, the lip pillow thing happened. Funny enough, again, another story involving LSU. I'm in Baton Rouge last baseball season. I went on a show like this. My buddy Mikey Matuk that played baseball at LSU was on that 09 national championship team as well. And I didn't even know what Zins were.
They kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Right. I didn't know what they were. And he's like, "Yeah, I got these Zins." And I was like, he's like, "Do you want one?" They were little 3 milligrams. And I'm like, I don't. I was like, let's just start the show, see what happens. And I did it kind of for the dramatic effect. I'm like, give me one of those lip pillows. Like we're gonna call it the rally pillow. And I put one in and like made it a thing. And then fast forward, I'm going and buying my own lip pillows. So it's like I was never a dip guy myself.
Yeah.
Never a vape guy. Which I could get in a lot of trouble saying what I really think about vapes.
I get you.
I just put the vapes down. Guys.
I get you.
Put the vapes down. Put them down.
I don't have one up.
Okay. I just put the vapes down.
I did
I'm so glad. Listen, I'm so glad I missed the vape wave.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, smoke a cig like a real man.
I get you on that.
Smoke a fucking cig.
Yeah,
bro.
I hate cigs.
You
so
want to fucking vape?
Yeah.
Smoke a cig.
I'd rather
like,
you to vape.
Put a dip in.
Yeah.
Like the vape.
no
Dude,
cigarettes.
my little brother vapes.
Talk
He's
about
like,
not kissing people. If you smoke a cigarette, well, I'm not gonna kiss
Bro,
you anyway.
like,
but you should
dude,
be. I don't
vape-
recommend kissing someone.
the vape, you're like dipping your toe in it anyway.
Yeah.
Smell, man. It's a smell.
Yeah, it
can't do it.
just depends,
Bro,
man.
vapes smell like shit too.
No, you get that razzle
Dog,
dazzleberry. and all that.
stop,
Razzle
dude.
dazzleberry.
I don't know. I just made that up in my head.
No.
Lemon lime. I got citrus right now for.
Yeah, I've always been I like menthol. I used to smoke like Camel Crushes and all those back in the day, and then but also I was a Marlboro Reds guy for a little bit as well. So
And I'm not a cig guy. Never have
Cowboy
been.
killers.
And I'm also. I want to make it clear. I'm a big live and let live guy.
I am
That's
the
why
way
I'm not
as
gonna
well.
like. I'm not gonna die on this take. But if you ask me, I'm like, dude. I think if you vape, you're a fucking loser.
clip it.
Dang. Colin, I hope we heard that,
Sorry.
by the way.
I like
So
it.
I
Yeah.
think you're a fucking loser. Like,
Colin.
Sorry.
That's gonna be.
I think it's a loser thing to do. Maybe that's what I should say. It's more of a loser thing to do. Maybe you're not a loser, but it's a loser thing.
That's
to do.
unfiltered.
I think
Unfiltered.
you should be
Hot
picked
take.
on. You
Hot
should be
take.
picked on for vaping.
Yeah.
Bring back bullying and let's start with vaping.
Bring back. Let's start with
Let's
baby.
start
I
with
love
vaping.
it. I
Like,
love
There's
it.
just a lot worse stuff you can do besides vaping.
I'm not
that
saying
I've
there's
seen.
not.
We've
I'm not
still-
saying there's
we've
not.
still
But
seen-
like, I mean,
I don't vape.
we
I don't
could
care,
use that
man.
example in so many different instances, and it's like. Okay, well, at least you're not doing this thing, but it's like,
Dude, okay,
this is the most extreme thing you could be doing. It
I
doesn't
don't
make it
mind
an 8
someone
out of
vaping,
10.
but when they're doing like vape tricks, that's when it's corny.
They start blowing the
like
O's.
yeah, dude, that's when I'm like, no, bro. Like we're doing.
I'll
like,
tell you this, like
blowing
for
the
example,
O's, like,
I would never date a girl that vaped. I wouldn't.
cap.
I just couldn't do it.
it's not true.
So you're telling me she's bad? 10
I
out of
wouldn't
10.
date her.
Bros.
I wouldn't date her.
I get you.
I think it's corny.
I get it.
I think it's corny.
Telling me Sydney Sweeney walks in, this guy, she's vaping. He's not gonna date her. It's crazy,
Bro, Sydney Sweeney's got no ass. I'm an ass
That's a
guy.
whole nother.
I'm an ass guy.
That's a whole nother.
I'm good. I'm an
But
ass
drinks
guy.
for that.
Right?
Yeah,
Respect.
cheers.
Let's say cheers.
I'm not-
cheers.
no
cheers.
comment.
Cheers to that.
I'm an ass guy. Cheers. I'm not saying she's ugly, but I'm an ass guy. So.
Nah, I get that. I get that. No, you know who was like a really like an older actress?
That was an example, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I just pulled the first
You know,
attractive person out of my life.
no, you're good. You know, Salma
She's the
Hayek.
hot thing going right now.
Yeah,
I get it.
She got in trouble over like a jeans commercial, bro. It's crazy being in those limelights, man, and how anything you do will pop off very quickly. And I mean, even with you guys, right? Like you guys have a lot of viewership. Obviously, looking at your page and everything. Have you guys ever had a take that's really like you were either talking about it, going over it, and you got just killed online for it?
All the stuff you're
Every
talking about
other
is
day.
funny because we
Yeah.
were just talking about the up my
Dude,
stairs.
literally every other day. Yeah, it's you would be stunned how upset people get about sports takes.
Oh well, I'm telling
I've
you,
I've had takes on other stuff too, man. But it's
People are
so
crazy, man.
with my business. So SEC Unfiltered is the media entity that I own. We cover the SEC football, baseball, basketball, and now we've recently launched in the last month and a half, which like one of them's on my hat. So we've got like 5 different shows on our network, which is essentially we've just brought more organization to what we're currently doing. So it's we haven't reinvented the wheel, but like for example, we've branded all of our shows, like our football, baseball, basketball show, all have their own branding. We've got this show SECT that is a female-driven show. She talks about like the drama of the league and from a female perspective, and it's really entertaining. And then I have my own show that's called the Chris Phillips Show, which is for all the random stuff because you get in the content game and you realize no matter what entity you own, content is content.
exactly.
Like we live in a world now where it's like people do follow, they do subscribe. Obviously, they do that. But it's all about now, can you just make content that pops?
Yep.
So, like, for example, SEC Unfiltered has evolved more into sports will always be the foundation of it. And I love to give picks and predictions and talk about the games. But the culture of the SEC, the tailgating, the partying, the bars, the people, the places, whatever it is. So I didn't really have a lane to talk about that stuff because, like, on our football show, I'm not going to go on a 20-minute spiel about the best bars in the SEC.
I get that, yeah.
On my own show, I can do that. So I kind of lost my train of thought of why I was even bringing this up.
Yeah.
But, like, the point of it is, again, you start to talk about different things, and you can make content essentially about anything.
Yeah.
And so you would be stunned how upset people get about sports takes, but people get upset about everything.
Exactly.
And so
Everything, man.
I think content, the world, but certainly the content space is geared for people who are willing to be genuinely, authentically themselves. And I've gotten to a place to where, this was the point I was getting to. So I started covering one individual team. It was the University of South Carolina. I was born and raised a Gamecocks fan.
Yep.
believe it or not. I'm from the state of South Carolina, and my entity was a South Carolina entity up until December of 2023. We rebranded and relaunched the SEC. And it was always an idea I had because I knew from the entrepreneurial perspective, if you really want to pop, I mean, covering one team, especially a team that doesn't win, call it for what it is, it's going to be really difficult. I think we did as good a job as anybody. I mean, we're the only South Carolina entity, if you look at them in the space, that ever popped off to a point we can make that move.
Gotcha.
And we've more than doubled in size since then from a viewership perspective, listenership perspective, social media. I mean, monetarily, we've probably 10x'd
Good
since
for you
then.
guys.
I mean, it's just opened so many doors. I've met so many incredible people that I would have never met a guy like Donovan or been sitting here with you or because I never would have gotten out of that bubble that was the state of South Carolina. And I never would have moved to Nashville. So many doors that opened up because of that. But I really think the content space is geared for those that if you're willing to be genuinely, authentically yourself, and at the end of the day, don't say stuff that's bullshit. Don't say stuff that's just for clicks and cheap clicks, especially. But if you're getting pushback, as long as either something is really, really, really positive, people love it, and they're endorsing it because of that reason, or because they hate it. Mm-hmm. And really where you want to live is in the middle.
Exactly.
If you can be 50-50, 50% love it, 50% hate it. The worst thing to be in content, everybody I work with, I tell this, is boring.
Yes.
If you're boring, guess what? Nobody's watching your show.
Yep.
Nobody.
Yep.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead. So you want to be one or the other. And that is actually one of the unfortunate things about the media space now, is because we live in a space to where everybody's chasing those highs, everybody's chasing those clicks. So we have and I respect the people in the space that are at the top of the space, but we have the Stephen A. Smiths of the world.
Yes.
Who just say shit.
The shock jocks.
Just to say it.
Yeah. Skip Bayless.
We have this.
He's the king of it.
I hate Skip.
And
He's
people
that
people that just say shit to say shit. And again, give them credit. They found people love debate shows.
Yes.
And to be fair, I think those guys, what they would do is they would take, hey, you take this side of the argument, and I'll take this side. It's the LeBron versus MJ thing.
Yeah.
It's you take this side and I'll take this side, no matter how crazy or ridiculous it is. And people will listen and people will debate and people love to do that. Mm-hmm. But I've just always been on the belief, man, ever since I started. I've always believed, number one, I want to talk with my audience, not to my audience. And there's a lot of people in the space that it kind of feels like they're talking down to you a little bit. They're the superior, where it's I know more than you. And it's bro, you're just a guy with a mic and a camera.
Yeah.
Especially now, it's so easy to get the setup. And I'm not demeaning the people that really put in the work and get to a point where it's their word's valuable, but it's you're not, that's why I love going to games, going to tailgates, I don't sit in the press box. I hang out down in the concourse of fans. I'm in the stands. I'm one of the dudes. I'm with the people. I want to be in the trenches. I like to be in the trenches with the people, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan too. I really just enjoy it. I just happen to be someone that's put in the position that I'm doing, and thankfully, again, it's I put in the work and the grind and the effort, and it's all worked out the way it has. But I think if you're willing to be bold and be yourself, be unapologetically yourself, and you give a take and you stand behind it, and whether it's however it's received. I mean, at the end of the day, the work you put out, if you can detach yourself from the end result, and it's this is genuinely, authentically my word, my thoughts, and my opinions. Once I send that opinion out, as long as it's not malicious or unauthentic or ungenuine, it's how it's received is not my responsibility.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So again, within reason, there's certain things that you shouldn't say, or I think you get to my point. I mean, I'm 9 years in the game now. It's you learn to pick and choose your battles a little bit, where it's is this really worth me losing sleep over, or losing just fighting these battles, if you will. But yeah, the space is geared for people who are willing to be genuinely, authentically themselves. And to summarize what I'm trying to say, if you can do that, you're going to win. And it's going to take time. It's a slow grind. It's a slow build. I mean, I started in 2017, where it was the space. I will say the space has evolved to a point to where when I started in 2017, it was still kind of, you're going to do a podcast for a job? That's crazy. You know, and because the question people love to ask entrepreneurs is, if you took it all away today and you started from zero, could you start over and build it back up to where it is now? And I believe that I could, but the thing about the space today, I will say, is it's so much more saturated now.
Very saturated.
Than it was in 2017, bro. There really weren't influencers.
Yep.
I don't remember, I grew up like I'm 35. I grew up in the Vine era.
I remember Vine, of course,
and then TikTok kind of started to pop, and like now it's like people are building entities solely off TikTok. That's all they're building off. Like for us, we're on all the platforms, and that was something I'm really glad I did, and I believed on early on was, diversifying as much as possible. I met a lot of. So I used to work in the golf industry, and I would caddy for people, and I met business owners and entrepreneurs, and they would talk about diversifying their income. I believe there was a stat, and I'm sure it still applies today, like the average millionaire has like seven or more streams of income.
Yep.
So I kind of applied that to social media too, where it was like, why would I just be on one platform?
Exactly.
My business was birthed on Twitter, but then it slowly, after a year, I went to Instagram, then Facebook, then it was TikTok, then it was YouTube, and then, I was actually late to the YouTube game, but like we diversified as much as possible, but it's so much more of a saturated market now than it was back then. But I still think it's a market to where if you're willing to be genuinely, authentically yourself, you can win. And that's why Unfiltered play really well for us. So that's why the Unfiltered mantra really works.
No, and I love it, man, because I do agree with you. I'm 4 years into actually going hard on content, right? I remember I brought up to her one day, I was like, the main reason I started the Who Are You is to get to know my community more. I was born and raised here, but I didn't know much about our history, the businesses, the people that are around here, because you only meet people who are in your circle a lot of times, right? Obviously, with what you guys do now, I'm sure you guys have shook hands, met so many different kinds of people that, as you said, you would have never met Donovan if you never started this and everything else. Yeah. It's a cool thing to sit down and get a chance to talk to people. Like I said, you guys are episode 197, and that's 197 conversations, usually an hour and a half, maybe a piece, and just the stories that you get to hear from people. And like what it does for me a lot of times is get to take a step back. We've had people as you said, get very candid on here. We've had people talk about losing loved ones in front of them, suicide, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And to really hear those kinds of stories, it helps me kind of take a step back. When I'm feeling like my life is in problems, I'm like, and then someone tells me like, yeah, like I came from nothing. I came from, my mom was a single mom. We had 4 brothers, 4 sisters, trying to make it work, and it's crazy to take a step back and really hear these conversations.
That's why I love your podcast and what you do. There's a lot of good local like OG sessions.
Shout out the boys, Nick Usher and everybody.
Shout out Nick Usher. They just won the
first folio, man.
So, my favorite podcast, yours, is theirs.
It's all good, buddy.
Yeah. Both. No, I mean, because it's, you guys really talk about a lot of they had Ramon on there.
Yeah, Ramon Tavares.
So we were just talking about him and like his issues and stuff like that he was dealing with, and again, calling somebody Coltrane.
Yeah. So we like all of the podcasts here are connected. We all talk to each other because there's a group. Shout out to Jack's Podcasters United. It is a networking group for podcasters, and we meet up, and once every quarter they'll do a thing where they get, how do you record your podcast if you're very new into it, or how do you get sponsorships? How do you go and approach businesses or brands that come on to the show with you, kind of thing. It's very, very cool, and all the podcasters here are very supportive. We all they've been on my show. We've had a bunch of people come on here. I love talking to other podcasters and people who are in the media, because watching your kind of content, man, it pushes me to get better at what I'm doing, right? It makes me want to get better with maybe that clip or that episode or whatever it is. It's just cool to see like what is possible, because a lot of people they do 5 podcasts and they're like, why am I not Joe Rogan yet? Why do people think like my thoughts aren't the most unique that you ever heard in the world? And that was kind of me when I first started, and then I've kind of been around a little bit more, and it's slow, steady growth. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning everything, because obviously everything is here. We don't have any other editors. It's me and Shannon, and we make this shit work, and it's just turned out to be something cool, and I've gotten to sit down with people I would have never had a chance to meet. It's just something I thoroughly enjoy.
You can equate it. You're a former athlete. Donovan's a former athlete. I am as well. Like, you can equate the media journey. I equate it a lot of times to being like an athlete. Like, to your point, like there's a lot of people, I'm sure you run into them, we all do, where it's like they'll see what you're doing, and whether you're at year 1 in your journey, year 5, year 10, whatever, they'll see what you're doing, and they find inspiration in that. I've met so many people, they're like, man, I'm gonna start a podcast, I'm gonna start a social media, and they do it for a month and they quit.
Yep.
Like one of the stories I like to tell is, so when I started 2017, we genuinely started from zero. Like, there was no, if you look at all our socials today, there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. All there was a Twitter that had 30 followers on it. And after 6 months of tweeting every single day, I went from 30 followers to 100 in 6 months.
Okay.
Like 100 followers, nothing, obsolete. Like obsolete. And so like the numbers that we're at today is like really incredible. But I think back to that point, I'm like, why did I keep going? after 6 months. But it's because I just genuinely loved it. I was passionate about it. It was like my passion project. I worked in the corporate world. I hated it. I was unfulfilled. I didn't love what I did. It gave me an outlet to pursue the thing that I love to do. But, again, it's like being an athlete. It's like going to the gym. It's like anything else. It's like there's a reason the 10,000 hour rule exists, or 10,000 iterations, however you want to phrase it. There's a reason that exists, where it's like it takes so many continuous repetitions. And success isn't like a quick shot up. It's more of like this, and then you start to catch fire. And then once you catch some positive momentum, once you catch it, you really start to rise up. But it's like, and now that I'm at the point where I'm at, I'm like, dude, I'm glad it's hard.
Yeah.
Because not everybody should be at the top. Not everybody should be like, there should be a separation. It should be hard, because it's to weed out the people that really aren't willing to put in the grind and like deserve to be there. And I'm not saying that I'm like I'm above somebody else or anything, but like, I mean, dude, I'm on January 2027 will be 10 years in the game. Like it took me 7 years to get to a point where I could travel the SEC and go to these different games. Like, it took 7 full years of diligently putting in content, taking risks, falling down, getting back up. Like you said, like dealing with the craziness, chaos of social media, the shots taken at you, the people doubting you, if you will. Like, you have to be able to persevere through that and push through that. And it's like, again, people just see they see Aaron Judge, or they see Bryce Harper, or they see, Shohei Ohtani. And I'm not saying these people don't have just natural organic talent. It seems like their rise was meteoric to where it's just like they made the jump. And for some people, like, if you start a show, if you start a podcast, if you start anything, you start a business, you might be the person that pops off in 6 months and makes $100 million, and you came out of nowhere. But every overnight success story was years in the making.
Exactly.
Every single one of them.
There's no such thing as overnight.
An actor in Hollywood, like, bro, most all of them did not. They didn't just come out of nowhere. They came out of, they put in years and years and years of sweat equity, and like, there's no substitute for it, bro. Like, there's no substitute for that grind, for that hard work. There's no degree you can get in hustle. I spoke to a class at Vanderbilt about this 2 weeks ago. And I mean, I said the same exact thing to them, and because there's a very interesting dynamic right now with the media space. Like, we have traditional journalism, and then we have the new age media, and then there's some things in the middle as well, and like the influencer game. And I don't care whatever you got to do. Like, you do have to pay your dues to some degree. Now, you can either pay your dues via someone else employing you and giving you a job, or you can do that as far as like betting on yourself. And like, I say, to each their own. Like, whatever makes you happy. There's some people that are happy making, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever salary it is per year, and having 15 days of PTO, and like, they're totally happy and they're content. Like, the one thing that irks me, these people on social media, you see these influencer guys that are like, if you're not making $100K a month, you need to be doing these 5 things. You need to put in that. Again, it's like, well, dude, like, you can't define what success is and happiness is for everybody. Like, I don't think everybody should be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's not everybody should be a podcaster.
Not everybody's built for it.
But what I think everybody should do, especially like if you're in your 20s, but no matter what part of your life you're at, like, if you don't, because what's really sad, there's a lot of people in this world, like, they don't even know what they like.
Exactly.
That's a really sad and lonely place to be in, when you're like, I don't even know what I'm passionate about. So for me, it was like, I played college baseball. My dream was to be a professional baseball player. It didn't work out. I was a pitcher throwing 80 miles an hour. Shocker, I didn't make it to the league. So, I was fine with that. I hung up the cleats when I wanted to. But once that was over, you transition from that to the corporate world, and you're like, you spend your entire life chasing this thing that you're super passionate about and you pour your heart and soul into. You go from that to just going through the motions. And it's very hard to just go through the motions of life. You're like, there's got to be more than just going through the motions. Like, there's got to be something that I wake up and I'm excited to do every day. And that was what the media space gave me. That's why, like, the followers didn't matter. Like, I was like, I'm genuinely excited to do this. I love talking about sports. I love giving my opinion and trying to build something. And like, that was something I really enjoyed doing. And so thankfully, I was stubborn enough and hard-headed enough to not quit and feel like, I was like, if I grow by a single follower every day, then I've won. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it takes. And I think when you keep those wins very micro, instead of thinking about the macro, like, if I thought when I started, we're at 84,000 followers on Twitter. I'm like, and we're 84,000 on Instagram, and you just go down the list. I mean, if I'd have put that as the goal from the start, I would have gotten discouraged very quickly. I mean, I'll never forget, it took me a year to hit 1,000 followers on Twitter. And I remember popping a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
It was a bottle of Andre because I was broke. But I remember popping a bottle of champagne when I had 1,000 followers because for me, it's just like just a regular dude. You know, I was like, there's 1,000 people that care what I have to say. Mm-hmm. Like that was pretty dope. And that's the other thing too is like people think you need 100,000 followers or 1 million or whatever. Like you just need 100 people that fuck with you. Like
exactly.
Really fuck with you.
Yep.
You know, if you can find that group of people, like I used to work in my corporate world experience was the digital marketing space. I was in sales. We sold like websites, SEO. So I worked in business. So like, and I hated it. And it's funny how, you know, life works because those skills I learned in sales, obviously, you know, if you're going to work in business, you need to be a good salesperson. You have to sell your vision, sell your idea, sell it to advertisers, to other people, whatever it might be. And so I took those skills and used it. But I mean, it was one of those things to where you ask any business, if you bring them 5 new clients a month, I mean, you have an HVAC business. Yep. I was like, I'm going to bring you 5 new clients a month. You're like, you just changed my business.
Exactly.
You don't need 100,000. There's no business that can take 100,000 new people like a month or even a year. You need far less than you think. But if you can build that really, then that's where it comes back to being genuinely, authentically yourself. Because I think people are craving that. I think people still crave, they want to be challenged. Mm-hmm. I think people want to be challenged, which is where, again, the fine balance becomes between I think your audience can sniff bullshit from a mile away, which is, again, I give credit to the people like the Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless and like Stephen A. Smith, for example, I mean, he's very, very well off. Like ESPN's paying him buku bucks and whatever, but like, you know, I think the audience can smell bullshit from a mile away. If you can be real with your audience and genuine and like truly document your journey and be real about where you're at and what you're doing, they'll fuck with you and they'll come along for the ride, mm-hmm. you know, because I think people find inspiration from that. And like, there will be people that love what you do. There are people that fucking just hate you. Yeah. And if you can be like, I think that was something else I talked about before is like, you have to embrace the fact you will be hated.
Oh, 100%.
You will. You will absolutely, genuinely. I'm sure you felt it too. Like even people hate on people just for starting shit.
Exactly.
Just trying. And people hate on people for just trying shit.
Yep.
And that's crazy.
It is.
We live in a world people hate on people for just trying shit.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, we've never lived in a better space, a better time of life to try things. And I think the only way you find out like what you love to do, going back to that, is you have to try a bunch of different shit. Like I had a bunch of different ideas before, you know, it was like right under my nose. It's like I should just talk about the thing that I talk about every day to my buddies anyways and enjoy talking about, enjoy doing. But you have to try those things, man. And like, you know, you have to taste a bunch of different stuff and, you know, you'll eventually find that thing. And I think you'll know, you know, I think you'll know. Like, I feel very grateful to say, like, I found my dharma, not to get too spiritual, but essentially the thing that I love to do that also serves other people. And that's really when you found the sweet spot is when you find that thing. So it's there's never been more opportunity out there. It can also be very like confusing for people and like, especially like for creators or for people that, you know, I think we're in a very interesting space where we're like, there's still value in traditional journalism, but the media space is so rapidly shifted to the other side where it's like, but unfortunately we're in the space too, where it's like, I feel bad for the new creators where it's like, I think they feel like, a lot of people feel like they have to be, and even for us, like, you know, there used to be a point for the content where it's like, you could post a clip and that was enough.
Yeah, not anymore.
It was like, you can post a clip and it'll do well. Now you have to post a clip and you have to put text on the clip.
Yeah. And
you have to put images on the clip. And you have to put like videos on the clip. And it's like, because people's attention spans are so fucking done. And now, remember like when podcasts are popping, it's like everybody was listening to podcasts. Now everybody's on YouTube.
Yep.
Like now you have to have video. And I think the reason YouTube has taken over the way it has, and I think YouTube's honestly, like, it doesn't get talked about enough. How many entities have existed as long as like a YouTube where it's like there's no other competitor in the game for video content than YouTube. Like credit to them. They've been around for fucking ever.
And you're seeing things now pop up like Apple Podcasts and now Spotify are bringing video in.
On it, but it's I think the reason the YouTube and the video stuff's popping on so much, our attention spans are so shot that we need video to keep us engaged. Mm-hmm. The audio is not enough.
Yep.
If I'm just listening to a podcast, my mind will wander, or I'll see something, or I'm doing something else. Like the video will keep me engaged.
And
it fascinates me to like, what's next?
Yeah.
You know, like, is there going to get to a point where like video's not enough? And once video's not enough,
I don't know what else to do.
And then you factor in, and I'm not a big consumer of it, user of it. AI, like the AI, the whole AI world. Like I don't, I hate to say I don't like AI because it's like one of those things. It's like I think you have to either embrace it or you're going to get left behind. But
Very
it's like,
true.
I don't really love to do AI graphics. I certainly don't ever want to get to a place where I'm making like AI content. But I mean, dude, I don't know. In 10 years,
it may be the thing.
I won't be shocked if we get in 10 years, people are making AI content where it's like, hey, here's what I want to say. Create a video of me saying this. Where like I don't even have to be on a show, shooting this show, saying this, and I'm solely making this for the purpose of a clip to go viral.
Yes.
And we're in a very interesting, I don't know about, we're not in a scary place. We're just in a very interesting place where it's like, let's see what's next. It's like, I mean, 10 years ago, 2016, think about again how much it's all evolved. So yeah, we're in a very unique place when it comes to the content space.
No, man, it definitely is interesting. And like you brought up a point of like, enjoy the journey with it, right? Like a big thing that me and Shannon are really big about, like we've taken them through our whole lives. Like me and her were dating originally whenever we first started this. I talked a little bit about us getting married, like me proposing to her. She wasn't in the episode for that. So I like leave little bits and pieces of our lives, right? And we've gone through, basically walked them through us, going and planning our wedding, going through that, us evolving as people, jobs, changing up jobs, going to different parts there, starting talking about more about sports. And it's cool to see people who've been there from like day one. Like things that get me is someone I've seen who has like liked my videos. People I don't even know. These are people in a completely other state. And they're like, hey, dude, been a fan of yours for a while now. Just wanted to reach out and say, I love your content.
That's my favorite thing, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like I love doing
just little
meeting
small
people
stuff
from all across the country. Like I've met some of my best friends now. Like this guy's one of my best friends. Like we just met, like, and we hit it off. And like I've met a bunch of guys, like a bunch of my draft guys. They're going to the combine in Minneapolis. Like they're all, because I was in the draft community. Like
that's sick.
Meeting all those guys at the Senior Bowl or whoever. Like that's fun.
Yeah,
out in Oregon, like the Elite 11, they did it out there, and the Yankee headquarters was awesome. Like meeting everybody. So just the connection in the space is great.
It's how it should be, man. And I feel like as content creators, people shouldn't be tearing each other down because that's something I see a lot of. Yeah. And at the end of the day,
it's tough, man.
It's
people
jealousy.
I got like a death threat when I was like in college about like some draft take that was I'm like, bro, what?
Dude,
dude like found like you can find somebody's address.
Really easy.
It was my mom's like old address, and he like sent it. I don't care about that stuff. Like I'm like a psycho. If you I told my fiance like,
what's that?
I'm in it.
Just grab the charger and just plug it in real quick if that's okay. No, man.
I'm for it. I like embrace it. Like I'm weird. Like some people are like, don't embrace it. I do. I like it.
There's a lot of egos in the media space. That's something I think too. You and I'm sure you felt this, and Donovan, I certainly have, where it's like when you start, everybody's kind of attaboying you, like, yeah, man, it's awesome. That's awesome what you're doing. And like you start to get certain people on, or you start to pop off a little bit. And I've felt this, like you'll see it, like people will switch up. Like, people switch up very quickly. And it's like, because I think people start to see you and what you become as a reflection of the risks or the risks they wouldn't take and the things they weren't willing to do. Yeah. I always love to say this, like people love to write off success as luck. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason people love to write off success as luck is because if people really had to stop and look themselves in the mirror and say, why am I not where I want to be, but this person is, if they had to admit it's because of hard work and resiliency and dedication and discipline, if they had to admit that in themselves, that would be a lot more of a harsh reality and a harsh thing to admit to themselves than just writing it off as luck. That's the very easy cop-out manner, to act. So people love to write off success as luck. There's so many egos. I mean, there's, this is the fan point beside. This is like the media space. I mean, fan is short for fanatic. So you're going to get people that, you're going to get the crazies out there. I mean, I've had the same thing. I've had every rumor made up about me in the book on social media. I've had, people of my former fan base that have tried to cancel me off the internet in my career. I still get that to this day. Not nearly to the degree that I used to, but I mean, it's, you have to be willing to be resilient and push through. And again, when you're just being genuinely, authentically yourself, you can lay your pill in your head at night and say, I know who I am. The people who I love and care about and are closest to me, they know who I am, what I'm about, and like the rest of it's all bullshit. Like it's really like people can forget, like social media, it's still as important as it is, and it's like it's where I would say my business is essentially housed, and most businesses are. it's not a real place.
Exactly.
It's really
you can't
not.
make your whole life.
The comments are bullshit. None of the shit that you see on social media is ever anything anybody would ever say to your face in person. It's all so you have to keep that in mind as well. But it's not everybody's built for it. And I mean, I would say the common person isn't built for it. It's a skill. Like it's something I had to develop, through my years of doing content. Where it's like I had to go through a lot of really rough years where it was like never to a point where my mental health was compromised, where I had like any dark thoughts or anything. Thankfully, like I'm not wired like that, but it was, I always had like a really delusional belief about where I felt like the business could go and what I could do. And I still have that. And I still believe that, but you will face, if you're going to do that, if you're going to do something that's out of the ordinary, no matter what the sphere of business is or whatever you're doing in life, you're going to face a ton of pushback along the way. It'd be like any of us saying like tomorrow, hey, you know what? I have this calling. I want to be a professional golfer. Or I want to be start this business or do this. Like you're going to have doubters. You're going to have haters, and everybody who asks you why you're doing it on the journey, they're going to ask you how you did it when you got there.
Exactly.
So it's if you've got that vision, if you know what your calling is, if you know what you're passionate about, chase it. The worst thing that can happen is you get 3-4 years down the road and maybe it's not going the way you want, or you get a different calling, and you can take all those lessons you learned and you can pivot. Because it's all about, I mean, again, success is a very zigzag line of finding a way to whatever it is, to wherever you're supposed to go. So again, I'm grateful for my journey that it worked out the way it did. And again, we're far from the end of it. I mean, I still like to say I'm 1% of the way there. And you talk about the journey. I always say the joy is in the journey. I mean, I think if you can enjoy every step of the way, I think you'll find where you're supposed to go.
I saw that on your socials as well. And no, I truly believe that with you, man. And when it comes to it, what I describe as like what we do, right? Each episode is like a layer of paint. You're painting a picture, right? And sooner or later, as you keep putting that layer on there, sooner or later it'll get thicker, become a mountain, all that. It's just taking the time and making sure you really enjoy it, because there's a lot of people, as you were talking about with like clicks and views and stuff. I was trying to figure that out when I was younger, and as I've gotten older, I've seen with time, as long as I'm not trying to push something, as you said, that's not genuine, it usually does better, right? I had 2 fan bases this year come after me, and it was fun. I loved it. So it was the Buffalo Bills. The Bills Mafia came out. Oh, dude, it had 28 likes, but 150 comments on the, because I basically was talking, it was when the Jags were playing Buffalo, and I was like, look at here. I was like, we have the real Josh Allen on our team here, and they did not like that comment.
Oh yeah,
and
that's fighting words right there. Yeah.
And then I had Broncos country come at me as well. So I'm sure you guys remember when Bo Nix, they said he got hurt and everything.
Yeah.
This was our biggest clip of the year. It was me talking about, I didn't think Bo Nix was actually hurt, but whenever he like did his ankle thing there, I made a joke. I wasn't being serious. I made a joke that they celebrated the win and he went in the locker room and like jumped and like snapped his ankle or just something dumb. And when I tell you, talking about death threats, Broncos, people were like, he was really fucking hurt. What are you fucking talking about?
You're talking about quarterback. You're talking about quarterback.
It's not, but it was just hilarious.
Fucking serious.
NFL fans are honestly like,
and that's the whole thing of like, you knew it was a joke, and once you put it out there, the way people take it, it is awesome. What it is. It's not my responsibility to like explain it to you, or like however you take it, consume it. And I think we get lost too is like, that's 1% of people.
Exactly.
There's the other 99%. They're like your normal, level-headed, just regular folks that see that, and they either laugh about it, they think it's funny, or they dislike it and they just scroll.
Yeah, and they don't comment on it and everything.
But yeah, I'd rather for them to comment a negative post.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, too, like I always look at it as this too. Is like I really appreciate the people that engage and
I do too
with the comments, because it's like it's engagement, and like at the end of the day, it is an engagement game. Like I said, like I'm not advocating for like clickbait bullshit, but it's like
it's engagement still at the end of the day.
If we had won that game versus Buffalo, you would have had a t-shirt possibly made with a quote on it though, so you gotta look at it that way. You always gotta look at it that way, because I was at that game. It was close.
Oh dude, that
Josh Allen, Josh Allen is the real Joshua Patrick Allen is
that's right.
I will say that as a Jags fan, that's my guy. But if we had won, which we should have won,
we should have.
That have been a shirt,
but I mean,
it would have had Connor
that's
Overbay
right
on it.
Well,
I get the last name right? Overbay.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. No, but it got to the point. So I was sitting there, I was watching that game against the Broncos. I was waiting to respond back just to a couple comments. I'm like, because everybody was saying, where's your team at? Aren't they in Cabo right now? I was like, and then at the end of the game, after they had lost, I just went back on a couple just to have some fun.
You should have been like, bro, I'm in fucking Cabo right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this is great. Don't you wish you were in Cabo?
It's snowing up in Buffalo right now, right? I'm sitting out here on my porch. What you got going on?
Yeah.
But the content game really is fun, man. And so to ask a couple final questions about SEC Unfiltered, right? So obviously where you guys are at right now, what do you see 5 years down the line? What's your next 5-year plan to continue? Obviously, you guys have been growing, still doing amazing. What is that next step for you guys there, or what do you see coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to sound very rehearsed when I say this because I've been asked this question
I'm sure.
so many times. I've gotten to a point to where I know my answer essentially. The overall answer I'll give you though is that we're going to continue to. We're going to think very critically about our content, always evaluate it critically, make small, minor adjustments, continue to evolve. But as far as like a 5-year plan, I think one of 3 things is going to happen in the next 5 years. Number one, we're going to continue to scale organically. So I partnered up with an agency that essentially represents me that's facilitating all of our partnerships, our brand deals, whatever,
Nice.
our advertisers. So like, for example, like 2026, we're partnering with Underdog Fantasy.
Hey, that's awesome.
So they're our big partner. Our lead partner, if you will, Game Time Tickets is another one of our big partners. And Outlaw Beer is another one of our partners. And I
Nice.
actually came from being in Nashville, which is a really cool story. But that's all been done, you can say organically. Again, I own 100% of the company. There's no outside investors. There's no other business partners. It's just me. So I think option number one or through door number one is we continue to scale organically. And I should add too, like I'm not attached to any of the 3 outcomes. I'm open to all 3. Whatever happens. I think there's a blessing with all 3, and I think there's pros and cons to all 3. So that's the first. The second, some network comes along that wants to bring SEC Unfiltered on their network. So whether it's a Fox Sports, it's an ESPN, it's a Barstool, whatever it is, they want to bring us on their network. Hey, we see the value in SEC Unfiltered. We think it should be part of what we're doing. Again, pros and cons of that, and those conversations can be had. It is what it is. And the third option and the third door, I think somebody will approach me just wanting to flat out buy the business. And I think that, it's, again, pros and cons of that. I think it's a very similar model like a Barstool where it's like, hey, you could buy Barstool Sports, but if you lose Dave Portnoy, what have you really gained?
Exactly.
And not to like elevate myself to that level, but I think if you bought SEC Unfiltered, you lost Chris Phillips. I mean, I'm the face of the business. And, we have so many great contributors like Donovan and so many others, but like, if I wasn't part of the business, I don't really know what SEC Unfiltered or what that business would look like. Again,
he's the Beyonce of the group, basically.
I like it.
We're talking about it in the cars, like everybody can't be Adam Levine, Beyonce, Michael Jackson. So it can't be in Tito or
those
Kelly
conversations
Rowland.
could be had. So I mean, and I would say like I'm sure that there could be other doors that potentially could open up. Like I said, I mean, I'm one of my favorite quotes. I'm open to everything attached to nothing.
I get you.
So like when it comes to the standpoint of business, especially. I'm open to all those avenues. I'm not really attached to any of them. I can tell you this, like I'm truly, genuinely loving being totally independent. And that's something I take a lot of pride in, is being independent. The fact we've built at this point, truly being independent. There's been challenges along the way. And I think it's the longer route to go. It's much easier for, you're in year 2 and I was approached early on when I was doing the South Carolina stuff. Hey, join our network, change your show name. We'll give you this X salary, whatever. And I was like, I felt like I saw the bigger vision, and I was like, I'm good. Because people ask me, is your goal to work for ESPN? And my answer is, dude, my goal is to work for nobody.
For you.
Fuck that.
I'll say, truly free.
I got out of the corporate world because the thing at the end of the day, like when you really break it down, the thing I wanted from entrepreneurship, there's many things I love about entrepreneurship, and obviously I love sports and the subject matter in which I cover, but like I love the freedom more than anything. I can wake up and, I can decide to go to Jacksonville for the TPC if I want to, and nobody can tell me no. I can decide to go to the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. I can go to Arlington, Texas for a baseball tournament. I can go to any football game. I can talk about any team, and nobody will tell me no. So I craved that freedom. I craved that, being able to wake up, do whatever I want to do every day. That at the end of the day, that is to its most core, that is my goal, is to wake up every single day and do what I love to do. And if I did that, I won. So I'll never compromise creative freedom, creative control, and any of those avenues in that 5-year plan. Again, I understand the question and why the question has to be asked, what the 5-year plan is. But, when it comes to goal setting, I've always been one, like I believe in goal setting, micro and macro goals, but I also at the same time, bro, I don't know where I'm going to be next week.
That's true.
So in 5 years, dude, I have no clue. I mean, and the thing is too, I think it's important goal setting is important, but it can be dangerous because if you're setting too small of goals, then you're limiting yourself. But if you're setting too big of goals, for example, my goal, if I was a pitcher in college or if I was whatever, my goal might be to have 100 strikeouts in a season. if I have 80 strikeouts, I'm going to look at it as like I failed to meet my goal, but I still had a great year.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had a great, and I'm beating myself up for not reaching this goal. And I'm missing the bigger picture, which is like the successes that I endured along the way and that I had. And so, like, I think you can get in real trouble. I really always believe more in, like, implementing systems that are going to get me closer where I want to be. So I don't know if it's going to take 5 years. I don't know if it's going to take a year. I don't know if it's going to take 10 years. Mm-hmm. But, like, I'm going to enjoy the journey and the process along the way, and I believe whatever's meant to be will happen. And I've really stuck from that from the beginning. And, like, there were things – if you'd asked me my 5-year plan 5 years ago, I mean, it would have been 2021 – I wouldn't have known in 2026 I'd be doing SEC Unfiltered and I'd be traveling across the – like, there have been things that have happened. That's really the cool thing about the journey. Like, there have been things that have been happened that I could not have even envisioned myself.
That's sick,
I couldn't have planned them. I couldn't have goal set them.
Yeah.
Because they were so beyond my comprehension or my level of thinking or, like, even what I thought was possible. Like, there have been many moments where I'm, like, sitting there and I'm like, 2024, the first time I ever – went on the SEC Unfiltered tour is what we call it, and I went to a different game here, and I rushed the field 4 times.
That's awesome.
And, like, I went on the field, I'm like, and I made sure to be as present in the moment as possible and stop and be like, holy fuck, dude. Like, this is, like, really happening. I couldn't have dreamed that. I couldn't have envisioned that. You know what I mean? So it's the 5-year question. Again, I understand it, and it's, I think I gave you a competent answer 100%. To the question.
Yeah.
But you just never really know, man. You never know what's going to happen next, and I think you got to be willing to roll with the punches and evolve and grow. And I've always been a big go with your gut guy. Trust your gut and what it says. And even going back to again when I was a South Carolina entity, and I knew I wanted to scale beyond that, but I was like, I don't want to force that decision. I want to do it when in my gut I know it's time. And so I probably waited longer than I would have had to. But I wanted to know in every fiber of my being that it was time. And when the year 2023 came around, it was a great year of evolution for me to a point where I'd say probably middle of that year, I knew in my gut and in my heart and in my soul, I was like, this is what needs to happen, where I need to go next. And I figured it out, and we made it happen, and it's been the best decision I ever made. So I gave you kind of a long answer there, but maybe some people have a more defined 5-year plan than some others, but I think especially, again, when you're in a space like we are with content, with media, it's all ever evolving so quickly. I mean, who knows what the content space looks like in 5 years?
That's very true.
You know what I mean? So, like I said before, I sound like a broken record, but I really believe the joy is in the journey, man. I think it's important. Just enjoy every step of the way and trust your gut, and I think it'll lead you where you want to go.
I like it, man. And like I said, this has been an awesome interview. Like I said, thank you guys so much for taking the time to sit down with us today. It's a pleasure meeting you. And anytime you guys are in Jacksonville, obviously I know you live here, but anytime you're in Jackson or anything, you want to come by, go play a round of golf, man, I'm always down. Like I said, I'm excited to watch y'all's continued growth, keep up with everything. We all follow each other on socials now, so we'll make sure everybody stays in touch.
I need to see this guy's golf swing.
It's not good. I'm working on it. I'm a beginner. I said that.
Hey, we all start somewhere, man. I am nowhere near like great at golf, but I've gotten incrementally better and been doing my thing. And it's a game that I still love playing.
I'm a big bowling guy, so I had to like switch up.
I like it. That'd be sick too.
Bowling.
You got your own bowling ball?
I don't have a bowling ball.
Oh, okay.
Got to get that out there.
I got to
get your own ball, man.
Yeah, I got clubs now though. I traded in the bowling ball for clubs.
There you go.
So, traded the bowling ball for clubs.
Traded it in. Yeah, put the sticks down on Xbox now.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I suck at bowling.
Really?
I'm not good at bowling.
I'm not amazing at it either.
I don't bowl a lot.
I do have a great time every time I go though.
I don't spin it. I just throw
Beach Bowl, the new one. It's
I'm
huge.
going there tomorrow.
Hey, there we go. So while we are sitting here, I end the conversation always off with this question here, and this is for both you guys. Okay. So if you need to take a second to think about it, I'm going to change up the question a little bit, because obviously I usually ask, do you feel successful? And for what I've been seeing, everything, obviously success is defined in a couple ways. What is the definition of success to you and you?
Definition of success to me is like he made a lot of good points, man. Just being able to wake up every day and really go for it and have a passion for it and do what you want to do, and no holds barred, like just going after it. Once you kind of lose that passion, I lost the passion for it. Like I stopped. I was like, I'm done. Like I can't do this anymore. I worked for Rivals as an intern in 2014. Like I've been doing this for a while, and I just like lost my passion. Like starting from there and just like working in my journey and doing Jagswire, USA Today Sports, and that's like why I moved here. Like a bunch of different jobs. SEC Unfiltered. It's just like I kind of had to step back and say, okay, what do I want to do? Like, because you said you get lost, you don't know what you want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. I didn't like that. Try different things. But being able to try different things is good too, but just don't lose your passion for what you do. So that's success to me. When you wake up every day and know what you want to do and you're good at it. And I know I'm good at it. So that's enough for me. And to get better every day, because I'm not the best. Get 1% better every day.
I love that.
My buddy told me that.
That's my saying.
Yeah.
Right
So,
there.
get 1% better every day and just keep grinding, man. And that's something I love about this guy. I wanted to say that while he's talking, is just like his work ethic and grind and passion. The balance is just so perfect. I'll party with this guy and drink.
Yeah.
But he's going to wake up at 7 in the morning and get that done, and then fly back to Nashville and get a show done Monday.
I'll be hurting.
And he flew in from Vegas from a wedding in the middle of the week, and then did Nashville, watched the show with Anthony, came down, got him from the airport. Everybody got from the airport. He was grinding. So that's inspirational, man. It really is. I had a couple guys come up to me like, dude, like, you're hanging out with Chris Phillips. I love that guy's content. I want to start a podcast because of that. Like, that's awesome.
That is awesome. And I can hear it in your voice as you speak. Is the passion. Both you guys. So, I love that.
That's really great to me. And like, I've had people come up to me and say like, I like your stuff, or I like what you're doing and everything. So that's just fun to me. It's fun. Make it fun. Never lose that passion.
Keep it going.
You know what I mean? So that's successful to me, man, because this is just fun.
I like it.
It's great. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Not a job.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a job. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, I got to do this. Like, we've all had jobs like that, right?
There's a difference between a job and a job.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it.
I don't like to put the label, the job label, or like the work label on anything I do. I would say this, and I appreciate that, Donovan. Truly,
yeah, of course.
You're the homie. I equate, you're right, because there's so many ways to define success, like what it is.
It's different for each person.
It is. So I take it for what it's worth. But for me, like, success and happiness coincide and go hand in hand. Yeah. And so for me, I think success is feeling like nothing's missing. Like being able to wake up and be like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm surrounded by the people I'm supposed to be surrounded by with. Not being content and resting on your laurels. But, one of my favorite creators, and he's gone on Joe Rogan. He's an angel investor. Naval Ravikant talked about, limiting your desires. Like, we all have desires in life. We wake up with desires. That's what makes us go, right? We have a desire to do something or gain something or get something or achieve something or whatever it is. But you can become a slave to your desires, right? Like the next thing, buying the next thing, or, whatever it might be. So, like, I think truly for me, the definition of success is being able to wake up and know I'm truly living in my dharma. Like, I'm living to my calling, doing what I'm supposed to do, being where I'm supposed to be, surrounded by the people I'm supposed to be with, and, I'm also positively impacting other people. I think when you're living in that space, for me, that is truly the definition of success. Because at that point, you're missing nothing. The only place that stress and anxiety comes from is where you're like, what am I supposed to be doing that I'm not doing? Like, where am I supposed to be that I'm not at right now? Like, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I don't feel like I am enough. And it's like, when you get to a place where you're like, all of that kind of fades, and it's just silence, I think you've reached success at that point. I think that's the most successful place you can be in. And again, it's why, like, for me, like, I always love to say, like, comparison's the thief of joy. And it's very easy in the media space. You can be doing great work, and you can get off a show and feel like you did great, or you can post a clip, or you can create great content and the like. But if you're comparing yourself to others, and people get into that trap where it's like they're on their year 1, but they're comparing themselves to somebody who's on their year 5 or their year 10, or maybe somebody who's on their year 10 comparing themselves to somebody who's on their year 20. And it's like, you can really lose sight of all the great things that you're doing, all the blessings that you have. Mm-hmm. And that will take away from your happiness, thus taking away from what I think, again, is the ultimate success. So I think if you can, that feeling of like nothing is missing, that's the true state of zen and bliss and happiness. And I think that for me is success.
I think that's a beautiful answer. Both of you guys gave beautiful answers. And there's a reason why I always ask that question at the end, is for those specific reasons.
I think it's a great question.
Thank you.
I think you could ask 100 different people, and 100 people have 100 different answers.
Exactly.
I mean, I think you can tell a lot.
I think my answers change as I've gotten older. Like,
same with me.
And it should evolve. I mean, it's not for me. Like, when I went to the corporate world, not to cut you off, but like, I thought I wanted like I used to watch the show Mad Men. I want to be the guy that's like the Don Draper in the suit and the tie and calling the shots and be the bigwig sales guy. Then I got to Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where I lived and worked in the corporate world. And I got that suit and tie job, and you get there and you're like, you realize what you thought was success and what you thought you wanted wasn't it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's the thing I actually crave? What's the thing I actually want? And again, you can't find that thing until you try a bunch of different things and you're like, what is it I like? What is I don't like? What am I genuinely passionate about? Like what makes me tick? Like what, and again, it's different for everyone, but once you find that thing and you can really hone in on it and you can really lock in on it, you can chase that thing. It's going to be so much more fulfilling too. Cause you're like, I know I'm, again, it'll be a zigzag path and there might be a day I take a step or two back, but at least I know the direction I'm going is where I'm supposed to be going. Like when you're on that path, that is such a fulfilling feeling. And being on that journey too, like just to kind of like divert, little side note is like, I think to be successful, whatever it is, you need fuel, right? And there's fuel through a couple of different channels. I've seen people have fuel through hate, animosity, through ego, through jealousy, through spite. And I've seen people have success and have fuel through, love and compassion and empathy and perspective and gratitude. Like you can get there with both.
Of course.
I mean, there's successful people in the world today. Obviously, I don't need to tell anybody this. There's successful people in the world today that are just terrible people from at least from the outside perspective. And we know from behind the scenes, like they're just terrible human beings.
I believe it.
They're bad people.
Yep.
And you can get there. But it's so much more of a fulfilling journey when you can be on that path you're supposed to be on and find success, being genuine and authentic and have perspective and have gratitude and all those positive emotions. It's so much more of a fulfilling thing. So again, I think it's a great question, and I think you get a lot of different answers from a lot of different people, but it's a question where the answer, there should be evolution in it, because I think you realize as you get older and the reality that sets in that, like, we're going to die one day.
Yep.
I don't know how many days I have left on this earth, but I want to be happy as hell and fulfilled every single fucking one of them. And if I'm not, it doesn't matter if I have $100 million in the bank. I'll tell people this all the time. Like, you could drop $100 million in my lap right now, but I'm still going to wake up tomorrow and need a purpose.
Exactly.
If I don't have a purpose, I'm going to wake up empty and unfulfilled, and I'm going to be unhappy in result. It doesn't matter the money. Like, we all do stuff on a daily. I mean, it alleviates a lot of stress. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
I've been broke, and I've been what I would say is rich or well off or doing well. And like, I would prefer doing well off and having financial freedom every single time. But like, it isn't the thing that makes you happy at the end of the day. So yeah, I think it's a great question, man. It's
can't keep you happy for sure.
It's not going to keep you happy. Because I think for a lot of people, that is the answer. Success is having money. And it's like, well, I mean, listen, if you're miserable at making $100K a year, you're going to be miserable making $1 million. Yep. And then you just keep
getting more problems.
You're going to have more problems. It's why more money, more problems exist.
Biggie.
So. It's all about the journey, man. And I think if you chase that, I really believe the money will follow. And at the end of the day, it's about, I think the monks were great examples of, they were able to sit with nothing and be totally content. There's a lot I'm not saying to be a monk, because I don't want to give up everything that I have either, but like, there's a lot to learn from that, being able to feel like nothing is missing. I'm totally content in this moment. I'm where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to do. But again, you have to go on your own path, your own journey. You have to be brave enough and bold enough to try things and do different things and dip your toe in things. And heck, not even dip your toe, like, jump when you don't know if the parachute's going to open and see if it works out, and be willing to fall flat on your face and get back up and climb back up the mountain. And sometimes you'll get halfway up the mountain and realize the path I was supposed to take was on the other side, and I have to go back down, walk around, and then go back up. And a lot of people, I think, get stuck here. Like, that was one of my, not to ramble on you, but that was one of my greatest advantages was being in the corporate world. I was so broke and was so unhappy. I felt like I had nothing to lose. There was no, I wasn't giving up anything. I think for a lot of people, they want to start a podcast or they want to take a risk of some sort, but they're like, hey, I've got this, everybody's situation is different, but they're like, I have this cush job, or I've got, a wife who won't understand, or I've got a family to feed, and everybody, again, I respect every situation, but it's like, it's unfortunate because it limits people from maybe tapping into their true potential. So,
and how will you know if you don't start?
You just have to. Like, again, every person, whoever that you see on social media or whatever you define as success, they had to take those risks and they had to fail 100 times, 1,000 times over before they found it and they caught fire, and then they finally eventually got to where where they are and where they're going. So, yeah, I think success, again, defined in a lot of different ways, but you can be just I'm totally content where I'm at. Nothing could, I could keep doing the life I'm doing now and I'd be totally fine. Now, again, I'm wired in a way where, like, I don't want to do that because I love to evolve and grow. But, like, in this present moment right now, like, nothing's missing for me. And I feel like I've really found where I'm supposed to be.
It's a beautiful way, man. I think that's a beautiful way to end the podcast, man. Guys, this was an awesome conversation. We just did an hour and a half, man. Feel like it just flew on by, man.
You guys will finish these beers.
Yeah, hey, man, of course. And cheers to you guys. Thank you guys. Of course, man. Thank you for the time, and I appreciate it.
I gotta kill it.
No, you're good, man. Before we get out of here, please let them know where they can find SEC Unfiltered. Anything you guys want to promote, anything coming up in the future, please let everybody know. And also, I want you guys to know as well, it's an open door. Anytime you guys want to come sit down and have a conversation, we're always down. And we're actually about to be looking at houses here soon, and actually a bigger studio will be coming soon.
So I love that. Congrats.
Thank you.
Man. March Madness is coming up. I know that's going to be big for him. Obviously, college baseball just started. You're going out to Arlington next week, if I believe.
Yeah, I'll be in Arlington, Texas next weekend for the Amagi Bank College Baseball Series.
Nice.
We've done some work with them in promotion, so it's going to be Tennessee, Texas A&M, Mississippi State from the SEC, and then you've got UCLA, who's the number one team in the country right now, Arizona State, who's a good team from the Big 12, and then Virginia Tech from the ACC as well. So for SEC Unfiltered, at SEC Unfiltered, obviously across all socials, on YouTube as well. You'll see all of our different shows there. Again, it's all under the SEC Unfiltered masthead, but like I said, we have recently, this is within the last month or so, we've just brought a little bit more organization to help people get to the content they want more of, make it easier for the end consumer, because that's super important, obviously. In content, we're going to continue to scale, in 2026. I don't have an exact timeline on it, but we're actually going to introduce team-affiliated Unfiltered accounts. So there'll be a Gators Unfiltered, there'll be a Dogs Unfiltered, there'll be Oklahoma, Tennessee, LSU, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So continue to branch out and scale that way. And I was told by somebody one time, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. So I believe you're only as good as the people around you, and so we're going to continue to scale that way. But, in the immediate, 2026, we're going to be traveling a ton. We got these, this Jacksonville weekend, next weekend in Arlington. March is going to be a big basketball focus for us. Of course. So with Underdog, that's a big priority for them, priority for us.
Go Gators.
March. Florida might go back to back.
I hope so.
March Madness is a huge time for us. I'd say middle of March to beginning of April. There will be basketball travel mixed in there. I don't know exactly where we're going. Just kind of depends on where the teams go.
Of course.
Where they're located or what. Where's the Final Four in the Natty at this year?
Ooh.
I think is it Indy?
I think
I don't know.
I think you are right. Yeah.
I think it's Indy. Look that up.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll be doing that.
No. Yeah. Well, NFL draft too, man. I'm supposed to be out there
draft.
in Pittsburgh. Hey, I got to shout out Lewis Moore, by the way. Getting an interview with him very soon with Athlete Factory Agency. So,
nice. There we go.
Yeah, he played at Ole Miss, played at Indiana twice. So just won a national championship coming off that.
Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil.
Indianapolis. Yep. So a lot of Indiana. That hub is great. I know people hate on Indianapolis, but they just have it right. Everything is that Marriott hotel, and the food is all
middle of everything.
You don't have to. You don't have to leave. If you get your hotel downtown, everything's right there. I know it's a little cold, but you'll be all right.
That's fine.
So we'll
the
do
drafts in Pittsburgh though might be a little cold. I'm trying to go to the draft. I've never been to an NFL draft.
Neither have I. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I want to go. It's in Pittsburgh. It's super cool. I got some people there. So a lot of obviously SEC runs NFL drafts. Most of the first round. Half the first round will be.
So we'll do the draft. Like I said, we'll do the basketball travel, baseball travel into the month of April, beginning of May. SEC tournament, College World Series for baseball, and then we'll get into football season. And we'll be on the road 15 straight weekends, going to a different game at a different campus. So
nice, man.
And then obviously making content throughout obviously the entire year and all of our shows, all of our channels, all that good stuff. So,
well, guys, we wish you nothing but continued success. Like I said, thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Come sit down, hang out. Like I said, I'm always a message away. So if you guys ever have anything going on, anything sports related, obviously you want to come sit back on the podcast, or you're in town when you get that golf round in, feel free to shoot me a message. Guys, if you are watching and listening to this podcast, all the social medias for them will be put in the description below. Go down there, like, subscribe, follow. Let them know if you are from the Who Are You, you found out about them through the Who Are You podcast. Let them know that as well. We love when all of our followers are going out and cross-pollinating with everybody.
Buy this man a beer tonight. It's his last night in town.
Buy this man a
when
beer.
he's coming back because he's got a long road ahead. So buy this man a beer tonight. I don't know.
Flights Sunday night at 8. I got plenty of time. We'll be on the beaches tonight.
Or a shot of Rumpel.
I love Jacksonville.
Buy him a shot of Rumpel.
I will tell you this in closing. I know we got to go. I love Jacksonville. It's only my third or fourth time here, but met these guys obviously in football season of 2024, and every time I've come to Jacksonville, it's been an incredible experience. I've left hungover, I think, every single time.
It's a good city.
It's a good time. So we get after on the beaches. And
wait, I gotta ask him this real fast. Would you say one of your favorite tailgates? Was this past year. That was insane, right?
It was. It could have been my favorite tailgate, but it was just like the neutral site. It
didn't win. I know it didn't win.
Right.
That's why I said one of. Yeah.
But yes, that tailgate we did before the cocktail party 2025 was
nice.
electric.
With all the Happy Dead guys, Coltrane, Shinzy.
It was awesome. That was unlike any other tailgate I've done.
That's Juice was there.
Yep.
Like everybody. Dude.
I saw everybody.
Cliff Taylor.
Yep.
Dude, it's
But
wild.
I got nothing but love for Jacksonville, man.
Hey.
Duval.
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 I gotta get one in.
That's right.
I love that, didn't it?
Hey, man, I love it. Well, guys, thank you guys again so much. Make sure you guys go give them a like, a follow, a subscribe. And while you guys are in the mood of doing that, please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe as well. If you are new to the Who Are You, we have a lot going on here. We interview all kinds of amazing business owners, entrepreneurs, comedians, athletes on here. We have a little bit of everything for a little bit of everybody. Also, if you feel like you'd be a good fit for the show, shoot us either on the DMs and our social media at Who Are You Pod, from everything from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Also, we have an email, whoareyoupod@yahoo.com. If you feel like you'd be a good fit, shoot us a DM, shoot us an email. It's me who's usually answering it, so you guys will see what's going on. But like I said, y'all, thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys next week.